Hey everybody, it's Mr. Amato. Today I'm going to present to you the PBIS system at the Henry W. Owen School at the Shore Educational Collaborative in Chelsea, Massachusetts. The lesson objectives for today are, or is, since we only have one, students will be able to understand and recall when necessary the purpose and structure of the PBIS system of the Henry W. Owen High School. The first question that we have to ask and answer is, what is PBIS? PBIS stands for Positive Behavioral Interventions and Supports. PBIS systems are designed to help students who struggle with making positive choices and maintaining appropriate behavior be successful in the school and academic setting. PBIS rewards and reinforces positive behavior, or what we see and what everyone should see as good behavior. It is a form of positive reinforcement that seeks to change behavior to positive through tangible and intangible rewards for that positive behavior. PBIS systems, especially the one at the Henry W. Owen School, are very malleable and ever-changing. We make changes to the system all the time. But what I'm going to present to you today is our current system, the one that we have in place right now for our students. What you see here on your screen is what we call a point sheet. Students fill these out every single day. The student's name goes here. His or her level, which we'll talk about very soon, goes here. And obviously the date goes here. Students can earn a maximum of 100 points per day that are recorded on this point sheet. For each of the academic subjects, for example, English, history, science, math, you earn 10 points. For break and lunch, you can earn 10 points as well. For homeroom in the morning and afternoon, you earn 5 points. So if you add all of these up, the total amount of points one can earn is 100 points. Now, students earn these points, these PBIS points, for doing the following things: for completing their assignments, from being on task in class, from having physical control, exhibiting verbal control, and following directions. What do we do with all this data? If we have a class full of kids who each fill out point sheets every day, we don't just throw them away. We actually track this data. As you can see here, we keep track of the amount of points students earn every single day. This student, and we'll revert to this slide in a moment as well to talk about the individual levels, this student earned 100% of his points virtually every day that he's been here, except for one. Moving right along. Just to recap, the point sheet is filled out daily. You can earn a possibility of 100 points per day. You need to have at least 25 points for the first break to go to the gym or go for a walk. Walk, again, only if you're on level. And we'll talk about level very shortly. 32 points are required for the second break to go to the gym or for a walk. And again, only walks are available if you are on level. Let's go back to the point sheet just for 1 second. Notice here for the first break of the day, this occurs at 10 o'clock in the morning, 10:15 rather. Excuse me, students need to earn 20 points to go to the gym. These points come from this section. This student has earned all possible points for the day. 5 points for homeroom, 10 points for English, 10 points for history, which makes 25, so they're definitely eligible. They also earn points from break, so you would see a 10 here if the student successfully completed the break time by doing all of the things above. Now on to levels. We keep track of all this data, and when a student earns 80 points at least 2 days in a row, up to 3 days, with no less than 2 days below 80%, they advance from bronze, which is our lowest level, to silver, which is the second level on our PBIS scale. When a student earns 90% and above, 2 or more days in a row, and up to 10 days, with no less than 2 days below 90%, they advance from silver 2 or silver 1 to silver 10. Once they hit 10 days on silver, when they earn all those points, 90 and above, they'll go ahead and be placed on gold. Now, each one of these different levels has various rewards that students can earn. So this is how we reward good behavior. And this is how we also track behavior in order to keep that data and learn how to help individual students. Moving right along, when a student is on gold 1 and they earn 90 and above for 2 or more days in a row and up to 10 days, no less than 2 days below 90%, they advance to gold 2 to 10. And if they do this for 10 days, then they're placed on platinum 1. Platinum is now the highest level of the PBIS scale. And they keep earning 90% or above per day for at least 2 days in a row and have no less than 2 days below 90%, they advance from platinum 1 to platinum unlimited. Here are just some of the level privileges. When a student's on bronze, there are only 2 privileges, so we give the incentive now, since we offer more privileges if a student is on gold or platinum. We give the incentive for students to move up in the behavior scale to earn those points. So level privileges for bronze, we have 10 bonus points on the next quiz for good deeds as determined by staff. Academic success is something that we want our students to achieve, and many students also want that for themselves. So this functions as a good incentive for good behavior. They also have their choice of break in the gym, if they earn 20 points for the first break and 32 points for the second break. Now here's where it gets interesting and much better for our students. We want students to be on at least silver. Silver is really the lowest that we want to see anybody go. Therefore, when students are on silver, we allow participation in sports, and we also provide unannounced gift cards to Dunkin' Donuts, McDonald's, or the local pizza place, which is Metro Pizza, for good deeds as determined by staff. These gift certificates are limited to $5 though. And students are also eligible for field trips. The idea is that allowing students to participate in sports and go to field trips while on silver is that they maintain good standing on the PBIS system and also maintain safe, respectful behavior in school at all times. That's why we keep it to silver. Typically, students who are on bronze have not shown us those things yet, so they are not allowed to participate in the said activities. Moving right along to gold. Kids on gold have the choice of break. They can eat lunch in any classroom that they want. And, my favorite part, kids on gold are provided $5 gift cards every week to their establishment of choice. Free lunch every single week. $5 for Dunkies and McDonald's, $7 for Metro. Most of the time we provide cash, and the students simply bring us a receipt, and the school goes ahead and refunds the teachers, the paraprofessionals, or the counselors for that money. We also have electronic device approval, which can be iPads or computers. No phones, unfortunately. But there is an incentive that kids can reach to get their phone for a day, which we'll talk about soon. For Platinum, now this is a work in progress. We, as the staff at the Henry Owen School, are trying to put our heads together to come up with more incentives for kids on Platinum. As it stands right now, they have all the same privileges as kids on Gold. One last thing we need to talk about before we end the video and you take the quiz. Bonus points. These are rewarded for going above and beyond normal expectations. Kids can cash these points in for rewards. Typically, a student will get 1, maybe 2 bonus points a day for helping out his or her peers, the staff, or just by going above and beyond in any sense of the phrase. And here are some of the examples of things that they can cash in their bonus points for. Notice that I've highlighted there on the left, phone for a day, which costs 20 bonus points. We have students now who have 100 or more bonus points, and often they elect to use them by bringing their phone up for a day. Typically, we don't allow phones in school. We don't allow students to bring them through security in the morning because it really hinders academic progress, and really they cause immense distraction among the students. But if you earn it, you get it, which is part of the PBIS system and one of our greatest incentives. Very quickly now, there are reasons why students might drop their level, meaning go from platinum to gold, from gold to silver, from silver to bronze, and so on and so forth. Notice the percentages that we require students to keep. If students fall below 90% for 2 days in a row, if they're on platinum, they get dropped to gold. The same thing goes from gold to silver. But from silver to bronze, if students are below 75% 2 days in a row, then they're placed on the lowest level. Very quickly, all tracks level drop. Truancies, 2 or more per week. Abusing privileges. Possession or removal of items from the school without permission. Destroying property. Obsessive use of inappropriate sexual language or racial harassment language. And 2 days of spending the majority of time in timeout. We also have a few more things. Suspension is an automatic drop to bronze. Verbal threats, destruction of property, throwing objects, walking, that should say off the school bus and off school property in the morning without being allowed to do so without permission, refusal to turn over items at security, or bringing items up into the academic area that should be turned over at security, such as a phone, walking out of school, and instigating other students. Now it's time for our quiz. I hope you paid attention. Question 1. Can this student go for a walk on the first break? If you said no, you're correct. Susie Q earned all of her points, 25 to be exact, when she only needs 20 to go to the gym or for a walk. But Susie Q's on bronze. Only gold students can leave the campus. Gold students and platinum students. Number 2. Can this student go to gym for second break? Absolutely. Johnny Tan has earned more than 32 points from first break to second break. 10, 20, 30, 40 to be exact, so he is definitely eligible. Number 3. Can this student buy a class pass to avoid Mr. Amato's English lesson today? Bruce has a total of, I can't even see it, but let's just say Bruce has 30 bonus points. Bruce certainly can. Bruce has enough points. He can purchase the class pass as long as he does so before 9 a.m. And the last question. Can this student go for a walk for first break? Geez, Hoggish has been having a terrible day. Even though he's on platinum, he hasn't earned any points. This is because he arrived at 10:12 a.m. and his tardiness was unexcused. He hasn't earned a walk and he hasn't earned gym. This concludes my presentation of the PBIS system at the Henry W. Owen School. I hope you learned a lot, and I hope you were able to understand and recall these details when necessary. Thanks so much.